Good evening. A magnitude 6.8 earthquake struck off Sarangani in Davao Occidental Friday afternoon. PHIVOLCS initially reported the quake's magnitude at 7.2. According to PHIVOLCS, the tectonic quake's epicenter was traced 34 kilometers northwest of Sarangani town in Davao Occidental at 4:14 p.m. on Friday. It had a depth of focus of 74 kilometers. Instrumental intensity 5 was recorded in Mindanao town in Davao del Sur, Jose Abad Santos town in Davao Occidental, Maasim and Malapatan towns in Sarangani, and Banga, Lake Cebu, Polomolok, and Tampakan towns in South Cotabato. PHIVOLCS says there is no tsunami threat to the Philippines from this earthquake. The Philippines and the U.S. signed a breakthrough 123 agreement on nuclear energy cooperation. The 123 Agreement, or the Peaceful Nuclear Cooperation Agreement, provides the legal basis for allowing American companies to export nuclear fuel, reactors, equipment, and other specialized nuclear materials to the Philippines. President Bongbong Marcos witnessed the signing of the pact on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in San Francisco, United States. In his speech, he says the agreement would ensure a more energy-secure and green Philippines, adding that he was optimistic that nuclear energy would become a part of the Philippine energy mix by 2032. According to Marcos, nuclear energy is one area where the Philippines and U.S. could show that the alliance and partnership truly works for the people, the economies, and the environment. He recalls that during his first State of the Nation address in July 2022, he laid out plans to ensure affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy supply for the Philippines.
I called then for the re-evaluation of the possibility of safely developing nuclear energy in the Philippines, recognizing the enormous potential of nuclear energy given the new highly advanced technologies and standards of safety, security, and all the different safeguards that are now in place.
President Bongbong Marcos is set to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in San Francisco amid growing tensions in the West Philippine Sea. The meeting of Marcos and Xi will come after the Philippine leader met with U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris. Marcos says the discussion with Harris centered on Beijing's persistent encroachment in Philippine waters, adding that they tried to discuss some of the ways forward in addressing the maritime row. According to Marcos, the Philippines is continuously trying to maintain the peace.
After that, we'll put together the ways forward because we are continuously trying to maintain the peace. And now that's what I see the mission of the Philippines, the Philippine Coast Guard, the Philippine military, our fishermen, all of us. Is our basic fundamental mission here is to maintain the peace.
On November 10, a Chinese ship again fired a water cannon on a Philippine boat on its way to bring supplies to troops stationed at BRP Sierra Madre in Ayungin Shoal. Marcos says he will discuss with Xi ways not to escalate the situation in the West Philippine Sea.
Again, we will get the view of the Chinese president on what we can do to bring down the temperature, to not escalate the situation in the West Philippine Sea. And we will put all of these together so as we'll be able to strategize for the near future on what the Philippines' role will be, or what is the proper Philippines role in the West Philippines.
ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro clarifies that the House leadership is not involved in discussions about the possibility of filing impeachment complaints against Vice President Sara Duterte, saying it is just a casual conversation between lawmakers. In a briefing on Friday, Castro explains that these started with her statement from a Makabayan block briefing in August when she said that they were considering filing an impeachment complaint against Duterte.
Matagal naman na naming yung sinabi nating statement natin diyan nung September and August about dito sa impeachment. So as far as Makabayan is concerned, so premature pa rin po yan at wala naman ding wala ran din namang citizen na magsasubmit ng impeachment complaint.
Key House members like Deputy Majority Leader Representative Erwin Tulfo and Majority Leader Manuel Jose Dalipe on Thursday denied claims that leaders of the legislative chamber have started discussions on Duterte's impeachment. According to Tulfo, the Vice President has not committed any impeachable offense to merit such a move. Asked about her claims that she heard the impeachment talks from party leaders, Castro says that it was from other House members. However, she clarifies that these were informal talks that did not result in a more serious move.
Wala din naman siguro, mga ano lang yan, mga tanungan lang yan kung meron na ba. So yung mga ganong informal na mga usapan ng mga kongresista, yun yung mga ilang mga narinig ko no doon sa mga usapan. Pero nothing serious. Hindi naman siguro involved dito yung leadership dito sa impeachment na ito, yung usapin na impeachment na ito.
The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board has issued a show-cause order against bus operator Victory Liner Inc. after a shooting incident in one of its buses in Nueva Ecija. According to the LTFRB, the bus operator is being summoned to explain why its certificate of public convenience should not be revoked or cancelled for its failure to provide safe, adequate, comfortable, and dependable land public transportation. The agency is directing the bus operator to appear before the board on November 21. This comes after 2 passengers were shot dead by unidentified gunmen while in transit in Caranglan town in Nueva Ecija on Wednesday afternoon. The gunmen shot the victims 4 times in the head and neck before getting off near a river in the barangay Minuli. Michelle Marquez D soars in her airplane-inspired number at the 2023 Miss Universe National Costume Show in El Salvador. D parades an ode to her military training on the stage in a winged costume. She finished her Air Force reservist training while preparing for the Miss Universe pageant. She pulled strings midway through her presentation to release flaps on the wings that shows even more Filipino cultural details at the back of the costume. The country's tourism slogan, Love the Philippines, is also prominently displayed at the center. While the National Costume Show has no bearing on the overall results of the competition, the Miss Universe has still opened an online poll to determine the fan favorites. The winner will be announced on the final competition show. Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. Magnitude 6.8 earthquake jolts Sarangani town in Davao Occidental Friday afternoon. The Philippines and the U.S. signed a breakthrough 1-2-3 agreement on nuclear energy cooperation. And the Philippines' Michelle D soars in airplane-inspired outfit in Miss Universe 2023 costume show. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.